Okay, and this has to update the name, then it has to set geometry updated. This has to set material updated. And if this isn't riddled with errors, I'd be shocked. Well, it didn't do anything. I wonder if it's even working with basic materials. Like if I just set this to basic material. Will that even run? No, it's still Fong. Oh, here. It's not really new anymore. I'll just call this... I'll just keep the same variable name. Okay, so that updates it to basic. Although this is starting at Fong. And the switching isn't happening. Oh, this has to be non-local for both of these. The default material should just be the new material name. It should be the new geometry name. Which is a misnomer. But whatever. Okay, and this switches it between basic and Fog. You can switch materials too. Is it resetting their rotations? I think it is. Which I guess would make sense. And that's not a big deal either. I don't really care about that. I could have them use the same rotation matrix or whatever. Or the same model matrix, but it's not a huge deal. So I renamed this. I'll just call that material. And geometry name. Okay. So we get sphere, icosahedron, torus knot. They can switch this from basic material to the Fog material. Or Fog material still to Fog material. And I can see that the lights don't do anything. Because the lights aren't even passed to the basic material. If I switch this to Fog, then the lights have an effect. Cool. So that's some decent progress. I think I'm going to commit that and then try to get the wireframe pulled over. Should I do anything about this? This if-elif thing, that could be annoying. Especially since geometry, it's all like nicely handled. I guess I could import manim.opengl instead. Well, now I need more than just those materials. I guess I can do OpenGL.basic material and this Bong material. And then here I can do a git atcher. Wait, hold on. Yeah, material response was git atcher. material stub. Oh wait, that's already happening. Right, I do this, then for the material, I do get atcher of manim.opengl. And then the name. And then just this stuff. Material response dot whatever. What's the error? Oh. And then just return that. See if that runs. No module, Manim OpenGL basic material. I think that... Yeah, I think that makes sense. And I don't think I need that, actually. Nope, maybe I do. Manim.opengl. So I have to do import. I think I have to do it like this. Let's try that, I guess. Oh, this is material. Okay, looks like the same thing. And switch between these, move the lights. Perfect. And I can take out this more complex code. That's great. Still have the lights. I think that's fine right now. Okay. So now I think I'm going to commit this and then try to bring over the wireframe from Three.js. And eventually I'll have to add new attributes, but that's okay. Okay. So the reason to want the wireframe, or to bring over the wireframe, is because right now this looks like this with the Fong material, and I'd like to oh, wait, where is it? If I go to sphere, I'd like to be able to see the wireframe like this. I think that would be neat. So that's going to require a few changes. I think I'll have to change geometry.py actually. Maybe. Maybe, not totally sure. So serialized geometry, I set this to wireframe equals false because I did a little of the work to bring over the wireframe already. So I guess I want to render two things. If I had the wireframe, then when I get the geometry, I want to get that geometry. And then optionally get a material. Or get the geometry without the wireframe, then optionally get it with the wireframe. So I'll just move this down here. And then I'll say geometry is get geometry. I'll have wireframe equals false, I guess. And for this, I'll pass wireframe equals true. I don't know if it's 2 words or not. This has it 1 word. Okay. And when this is true, I guess I'll pass something else to the request. This is if not wireframe. Do this. Else. And here I'm gonna have to pass something else to the request. Yeah. So let me just try this. I think this will crash. Well, it didn't crash. Oh, and I actually see why, I think. I'm just doing the same request twice, so that's fine. Now to update that request, I'll have to update service.proto. Then each of these geometry requests. Dang, there's so many of them. I'll have to add the wireframe equals true or not. So icosahedron, torus knot, sphere, box. Okay. I wonder if it'd be better to... if I could just pass a map? Although I think the maps in gRPC are fixed size. Okay, whatever. No need to worry about that now. Right now, just add bool wireframe equals 3. Have to do that for each geometry request. So here for the box. And I don't have to do it for the generic one. Okay. I'll reload that. And what happened? I find module index.js. What? Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Okay, reload that. In Manim, I'm gonna want to rebuild that proto. So now I should be able to pass that Boolean. So here, in this request, I can pass the wireframe equals true. Then get back whatever I get back. And here, I'm gonna need, for each of these geometry callbacks, I'm gonna have to check if it's for the wireframe or not. So torus knot geometry, box geometry, sphere geometry. Yeah. I should just create a new wireframe geometry over it. Wait, what's this? Line segments over the wireframe. Well, I have to do that? Because that would be annoying. I don't think I have to. I don't think I'll have to. I think I'll just have to change a flag in the way the render is called. So serialized geometry here. Oh, they're all going through this, so I can say if wireframe, then create the wireframe and have the response like that. So that's already done. That'll make this a little bit simpler. Then here I can just pass wireframe equals call.request.wireframe. And do that for all of these. Okay. And I'll make it one word, I guess. And I'm overriding this Boolean, but I think that's fine. I think this should be geometry. Okay, I think this will return the wireframe now. I think. Let's restart that. Rerun Manim and just see what happens. Something crashed. 137. Wait, why would that crash? Cannot access geometry before initialization. Okay, I guess that has to be wireframe. Okay, try that again. Okay, nothing crashed, so that's good. And I can still, I assume, switch my materials. Now here, where's old mesh? Old mesh gets passed. Listen for new mesh. It's a listener on the mesh. Okay. Maybe I'll need a listener on the wireframe or something like that. Or have like replace new wireframe. Right now I'm just going to try to add the wireframe though. So I got this one here. Its material will be basic material. The mesh will be here. For that wireframe mesh. All this wireframe material. Yeah, wireframe equals true. Get mesh. This will be the wireframe. And the wireframe material. Okay. One word. Cool. Can I add this updater to it, or will that mess something up? Okay, now I guess I'll just try to add it. The wireframe mesh. So let's see if that runs. And I think it is, because I can see those artifacts. What I'm gonna do is not add the shape itself and only add the wireframe. Okay, that looks kind of like what I guess a wireframe would look like if you filled it in with triangles. So now the thing is, I need a way to specify that it's a wireframe. Maybe all I need to do is just have a flag I can pass to the mesh. So in get mesh, geometry rotate, I'll just have wireframe equals true. It's false by default. And here I'll pass wireframe equals wireframe. Or like, not wireframe. It should be like the primitive. Okay, how should I organize this? I know I have to pass like modern GL.lines. I think lines is what I want. Okay, give me something. Oh, this is Sphinx. Okay, so by default it uses triangles. I think what I'm gonna want is it lines adjacency? Line strip? I think it's line strip. And these are primitives, right? Primitive modes. I'll call it primitive. Equals modern GL dot. Oh, this is if wireframe. Primitive equals modern GL dot vertex array dot line strip. Else delete this dot triangles. And primitive equals that. Okay. No parameter named primitive. Then here, this will default to modern DL dot vertex array dot triangles. Okay. Okay. Then I'll just save that. Great. Then when I'm rendering here, I'm gonna pass that to here. Oh, I can just have modern GL dot that. Anyway, I'll do self.primitive. And if I can just do modern GL dot whatever, I'll have just modern GL dot triangles by default. And then this, it'll be either line strip or it'll be triangles. Hope I didn't break anything there. Looks like it's working fine. Let's try to add one of those wireframes. And I'll add only the wireframe. It's still rendering with triangles. So why is that happening? Get mesh. On the geometry I passed wireframe equals true. Get mesh, I have to pass it as well, I think. Yeah. That's gonna pass it to the mesh. Perfect. That is, in fact, a wireframe of a sphere. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What I think I'll need to do is just have... should this happen in this same listener? I guess that would make sense if I always want the wireframe there, but I don't think I will actually. Getting the wireframe. Okay, let me add both of these. Okay, and the wireframe isn't even rotating right now, which I think is also fine. I mean, when I get this basic material, I'm gonna pass in some config. And this config is gonna change its color. So I pass to either basic material or Fong material. I'm gonna pass in the diffuse. And for the wireframe, I think I'll make that just white. Or F or 111. Okay. And this will... this would be like if diffuse in config. That's when I'll pass config at diffuse. Whoops, what'd I do? It's one of my shortcuts are jacked up, man. Whatever. Config indexed at diffuse, like so, else. Actually, no, there's a simpler way to do that. It should just be diffuse. No, my computer froze. Man, I was getting so much done too. I really need to switch that to a different desktop manager or whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna restart it. Let me see. Yeah. Great, we're back. Kind of back. Bring back the music. Go back to modern GL documentation. Oh, I have to rerun that server now? What was I even doing? It's passing config to the material. Guess I should recover. Okay. Amplethene's OpenGL, try to recover that.